This could be such an exciting opportunity. I was camping with friends. I'm still camping with friends, but we were at a campground and we met a host of the campground. So she's a campground host. And basically, we all struck up a conversation with this campground host. So I love telling people I live nowhere. She was asking us where we're from, all this stuff. And I was like, well, I'm not from it. Well, I'm from somewhere, but I don't live anywhere. And so she said, you should become a campground host. And y'all know me. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. I am going to be a host of a campground. Or am I? You have to stay tuned to find out. I'm going to give you the pros and cons of a camp host job. I'm going to let y'all know if a camp host job pays. I'm going to let y'all know if you can be a camp host at a national park or a state park. I'm going to give y'all all the information and I'm going to let y'all know what my decision is. Coming up, stay tuned. This is a beautiful campground where we met the campground host. She was collecting our trash and she also cleaned out our fire pit. And what you're looking at now, that's my van to the far left. That's Limo. And then the van on the right hand side right there, the big blue, that's Big Blue. And that's Andrea's van. Then the van that's kind of far up there that I'm walking to, that I just zoomed in on, that's Wanda's van, Faith. And then the big white van that you'll see here in a second, that's Fia's van. Right there, the first van, that's Fia's van, Moonshine. Well, we struck up a conversation with this camp host, and she had a lot of good energy. She was collecting our trash, and she cleaned out our fire pit, and we just struck up a conversation, which is common at campgrounds. And she shared with me that they had a lot of host camping jobs. And it just immediately piqued my interest because, as you can see, and this is not even doing the park justice, it's a really big, large campground. So I just immediately went and grabbed it. Here's Fia's van, Moonshine, and there's Wanda's van, Faith. So I just immediately grabbed the application. I was sold on her energy because y'all know I'm an enerologist, and energy is everything. So I got the application and I've been talking to my friends about the pros and cons. Andrea thinks it's a great idea. She said she would come and visit me because the park is not real far from where she lives, just a couple of hours. And I also let you know what Fia and Wanda thinks. So we'll talk about a little bit more about camp host jobs. So first, do camp host jobs pay? The answer is no, a big fat no. Well, let me say the campground where I would be at, it does not pay. But some campground hosts, they are paid. So, for instance, they have to have their own tent or their own RV, their own food. But some organizations will pay you. And it's not a lot, it's under $1,000. But this particular park where I got the application does not pay you. But here I am driving in the park, and as you can see, there are some spectacular views. I'm just driving along. And so again, this park does not pay. And here I am just driving along the park, and this is the park. As you can see, it's a beautiful park. Again, some national parks do pay, some state parks pay, but some don't. So let me tell you the job description of a campground host. So, as with anything, there's a variety in the job description, but the host of the campground that we met, her job, she was collecting trash, just trash coming by the campsites, and cleaning out the fire pits. Another job as a host to be helpful to campers, right? So you might be giving out directions, you might be selling camp wood, you might provide information about the local area. So basically, you would be just what the word says, a host. And that job would be appealing to me. I'm not too thrilled about doing cleaning. However, even the extrovert in me could muster up some hours to be helpful to visitors. I do enjoy meeting new people, learning about where they're from, learning about just different people. So that's the part of the campground host that would possibly be appealing to me. Some of the cons are you live where you work. And so if you're off duty, people may still see you as on duty, right? They'll know you're the campground host and they may still see you as on duty. You live where you work. What else? You are, although you're not paying with money for your accommodations, you're paying with your labor. So you still paying. Even if you get paid, you're still paying with your labor. But more than likely, I'm thinking I'll land, if I decided to do the job, I would land one that's not paying. So another con would be I would have to do my other online work in addition. So it would be like having another job. A camp host job would be good for couples because y'all could split the work. It would be good for people like, here's Fia's RV van, for people who need a hookup. Fia needs to dump. She also needs to charge up. It would be good for people who don't want to pay rent or can't afford to pay rent. Maybe they have some other type of income coming in and they just don't want to, like I said, pay rent. It would be a perfect opportunity because they're not working. It would be a good opportunity for someone who is new to hashtag van life, RV life, especially if you're going to live the type of van lifestyle that I live, basically living nowhere. I sometimes go to campgrounds with friends. I sometimes, or most of the time, I stealth camp, whether it's at a grocery store, a hotel, a casino. So I do a lot of stealth camping. And if you're new to van life, doing that type of stealth camping, it's really not for the faint at heart. When you get used to doing it, you really won't give it a second thought. But when you're new to doing it, you might fare better by being at a campground, just knowing that there's safety, or it's more safe being at a campground. Not that stuff camping isn't safe, because I camp places that I deem as safe, so it might be good for a newbie. It's also a good idea for someone like me who is a remote worker who sometimes just needs to sit still. When you are working, especially on a project or something that that needs your full attention, it's not easy to do when you're going from here to there, here, there, everywhere, because every time you move, you always have to worry about safety, internet hookup, just so many different things that you need to be concerned about. So if you just need to stay put, it might be good. Now, I was told by this particular campsite host that this position at this park would be a 6-month position. And I told her I really didn't want to do a 6-month position. And she did say that you could cancel your contract. Basically, there is no penalties with canceling your contract, but you probably wouldn't want to do that and leave the campground hanging. At least I wouldn't think so. I did go ahead and grab an application to become a camp host at that particular campground, which is in Alabama. And it does not pay. The position does not pay. You pay, in fact, you pay you pay with your labor. And here I am filling it out. And my address, that's my P.O. box. And yes, it's on the internet because that's why I'm showing it here. But I did go ahead because I think that a camp host job would be fun. I could add it to my list of fun jobs. Now, I've had some real serious professional jobs, but my fun jobs have included I drove an ice cream truck. I worked at a golf course as a bartender, mixologist. What else? I've been a brand ambassador. So and I would consider a camp host job a fun job. Crossing my fingers that my job would be more to greet visitors as opposed to cleaning the bathrooms or cleaning out fire pits. I like to tell people that a campground, when you're there, is your backyard. Anything you would do in your backyard, within reason, you can do at a campground. If you enjoy sitting around, talking with friends, eating good food, sharing laughter and stories, or even playing cards, this might be the right job for me and you. What do you think? Tell me in the comments if you should do it, if I should do it. But whatever you do and however you do it, always, 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 always take the joy route. Thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing.